Good morning, everybody. Director of Commercial Sales for Mosaic Technologies, Joel Zimmerman, is our very special guest today, Thursday, May 4th, 2023. Oh, may the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
And with you. This is the way. In case you missed it, earlier this week, Spooner Police Department's new Chief of Police, Mike Kronberger, joined Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald and I for our weekly Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy show. You can watch a recording of that and all of our previous live shows on our Facebook page, which is where we're streaming this right now, and on our website at DrydenWire.com, and of course on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/DrydenWire. But today, we're chatting with our very good friend of the show, former Washburn County Economic Development Corporation Executive Director and current Director of Commercial Sales for Mosaic Technologies, Joel Zimmerman, to discuss Mosaic's rapidly expanding fiber optic high-speed internet into Washburn County. Wow, that's a mouthful. Joel, it's been a minute. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it has been a hot minute, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I have so much to talk to you about just because, I've known you. We have I think we had something similar. You started at the WCEDC around the same time I started DrydenWire, if I remember.
Yep.
I think it was like around 2015-ish, wasn't it?
And I started in 2016. Yep.
2000. Okay, yeah. It was just within a few months of each other. We started in the October of 2015. So, yeah, I've gotten to know you well, both professionally and personally. I'm excited to talk about this because, and this is why for most people that I think watch these shows know, I don't have pre-written questions, and I don't want to know a lot about what it is that we're talking about. Just give me a topic, and of course that topic is, the fiber optic high-speed internet coming to Washburn County or expanding into Washburn County. So there's a lot to unpack there. But first, for people that don't know, I think most people know this by now, of course, that you're no longer at the WCEDC. So just real quickly, if you can kind of catch us up, how did that go for you? You were there for years, and then that transition into where you are now.
Yeah. So first of all, what a great organization. I had a blast for 6 years working for the EDC. And my main objective in those 6 years was to bring high-speed broadband internet services to Washburn County. We are, Washburn County's underserved or unserved. And I think, through the pandemic, that was certainly highlighted significantly, especially in rural America, that we were struggling to be competitive and our students were struggling to get the education needed when high-speed internet was not high-speed or non-existent. And so, I spent a ton of time, and I met with, 8 to 10 providers around the in the area, trying to plead with them to come into Washburn County because it's great for the way of life, right? It's the American way of life as we move forward. It is fantastic for the economy. It is a huge injection in the economy, and it's great for property values as well. So there's a lot of different reasons that it was important to the area, as well as education and rural healthcare, all of those things. And so we tried and we tried and we tried, and the population density in rural Wisconsin is not very great, right? So it's a tough proposition to sell. And finally, I was told, hey, there's a new CEO at Mosaic Technologies, and he's fantastic. You should talk to him. So after 8 to 10 no's, within 5 minutes of talking to Domenico, the new at the time CEO of Mosaic Technologies, he said, yeah, let's get Washburn County. Let's write them into a grant that we're working on right now. And then we're going to move into the future. And here's some plans. Here's what we're thinking of doing. And I probably, for the first time, danced around my office in Spooner after that phone call. I could not believe it. And he delivered, right? And so the partnership began with at the time Washburn County, the EDC, Mosaic Technologies, and I got to work closely with the people here. And so there just came a time in my life where health insurance was important and other things. And in a conversation with Mosaic Technologies, there was a spot here that might fit for me. So now, I get to drive 51 miles each way to the office every day because it is an exciting and great place to work.
Well, and it's such a seamless transition. It's so obvious. Like you and Romaine Quinn, back when he was in the Assembly, I'm assuming still now that he's in the Senate, but back then, You were the only two people that every time I talked to you, either in a personal conversation or as a professional conversation, that's the first thing out of your guys' mouth was we got to get rural broadband. We have to address this. We have to. So it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't just, as you just mentioned, it's got health insurance. Well, so does probably McDonald's. So why don't you do that? Which is fine. I'm not knocking McDonald's. I'm just saying this seemed to be like in your wheelhouse that, man, I've been passionate about this and other things with the EDC, but that was a big one for you. So going to something that you're doing now kind of makes sense. So what is it that you actually do now? Like, what is your job title? I mean, it was sales of something, but what do you do?
So I'm the director of commercial sales, and so it's a great transition from working side by side with businesses for 6 years in the area, trying to increase profit margins or start up or improve on businesses, to come here and be able to work side by side with businesses on technology solutions for them to make them more competitive, not just locally, but in a global economy. I mean, the internet has opened up the boundaries for the economy in ways that we've never seen before. And so to be able to help find solutions for businesses in this area to be able to compete all over the world in that economy is a really great mission and continuation of what I really enjoy doing.
So you've been there for how long now? How long has it been? A year and a half? No.
June 7th of last year. So we're coming up on a 11 months.
Year. About a year. Okay. And yeah, Joy Melton's taken over, and I've known her. My understanding, she's doing a great job, and we have great communication. You really kind of established it. You took it to another level, and I want to get Mosaic. I don't want to spend all this time just obviously on EDC, but I do want to point out you really did take that from what it was before, which I'm just going to say it. You don't have to. I will. Wasn't super great. And you really kind of took it to another level. And I love that where now it's like, okay, Joy can come in and now she can expand it and put her stamp on it. I think that's just how it's supposed to work, right? You don't want to do that job for 30 years. I don't know if that'd be great. Someone else needs to come in and go, okay, here's my passions and here's what I want to continue doing. But it kind of starts with the foundation that you built. All right, so Mosaic. So obviously our headline even yesterday was, and today it is, Mosaic is rapidly expanding fiber optic high-speed internet into Washburn County. So catch us up a little bit about, does Washburn County have, let me back up, Mosaic. Tell us about Mosaic first, because there already is high-speed internet in Washburn County in places, right?
Sort of, yes. There aren't a lot of 100% fiber connections in Washburn County. And Washburn County, we have some of the larger cities in there, but majority of the county exists outside of those main hubs, right? And that's really where there's a lot of struggle right now. But yeah, to highlight that though, I also want to expand on. We have partnerships with a lot of different counties that we really value, and I think I tend when I was talking to you about this, I mean, for 6 years working for the betterment of broadband in Washburn County, that was my main focus. But we certainly love and appreciate the wonderful partnerships that we have with Washburn County and Sawyer and Barron counties and Rusk and Dunn and Chippewa and Polk counties as well. I mean, without those partnerships, it would be tougher to bring some of the,
Okay, so what do you mean partnerships? What does that mean?
Yeah, so a lot of this couldn't happen without grants. We are a cooperative. We're a telecommunication cooperative, and so to be able to afford to put $40,000+ into the ground per mile of fiber optic is very difficult to do, especially with the population densities that we see in rural.
Oh, I see. So this isn't, if you're going to a low or an area like my dad, they still have like stupid slow internet where he lives outside of Shell Lake, but they're not going to run. They're like a couple of miles off the closest place, like $100,000 to run something to get 3 customers down the dead end road.
Yes, and I've talked to him. I remember talking to him during the pandemic, actually, about his internet speeds and the frustrations there. That was really great. But yeah, on our own, on anybody, any business, it would be it's a tough decision to make. Well, it's an easy decision, but it's tough to make that business case to make that happen. But when we partner with the counties, that means the counties say, hey, yeah, we are excited about this. We want you to come in and help do business with us. And so then when we write different grant applications, or when the municipalities write grant applications, having that partnership strengthens that relationship in those grant applications. So we can all benefit from grant money to help make those projects possible, because we want your dad to have high speed internet, even if his driveway is 2 miles long and the nearest ped is 3 miles away.
But we'll just be clear. I don't think mom wants to have dad to have high speed internet. And I don't. Again, this is the good and the bad about doing a live show. I don't know if I'm ever asking a question that maybe Ben, don't ask that question. But when you say partnership, does that mean taxpayer dollars? Does that mean a county they also pay? Which I think that'd be fine, because if that's just a way we can help, because that's going to benefit everyone, benefit our economy, et cetera, et cetera. Or is it more of what you were just talking about, that if we can just say that we have this partnership with them, that helps our grant application, therefore we get the funding from the grant? Or is it a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both. There are certain grant applications that require a financial partnership in that grant, but there are other things that we can do. There are certain, with Washburn County, there's a resolution that we're in a public-private partnership. That means it's a piece of paper that says we as a county board want to work with Mosaic into expanding broadband into our county, and so we support that. That comes with no dollar signs attached to it. And so what it does is it just having that partnership gives our CEO the confidence to be able to design and plan for projects into the future.
Understood.
That takes a certain amount of resources. So knowing that you're wanted and a part of that community and there's a partnership really helps move that forward. So it means a lot of different things, man.
And what has Mosaic done so far? Because it said, or obviously what you had sent was about that it was rapidly expanding, but you do have some in Washburn County now. I don't think there's you probably don't have here's how many houses or something. I don't even know if that kind of data is available, but I mean, are you already in Washburn County a little bit and now you're just expanding it further, or there is no Mosaic in Washburn County as of right now, but there will be soon?
No, so there is Mosaic in parts of Washburn County now. There wasn't prior to that conversation with Domenico that happened in the late summer, early fall of 2020. That didn't happen. But through that partnership that Mosaic agreed to with us, they started to expand into little parts of Washburn County. And now we have this great project in the Serona area that's all in Washburn County. And that project is really great. That was the first major partnership between Washburn County and Mosaic Technologies, right? And so that grant was approved in late 2021. Construction started on that last year. We'll finish construction on that project this year, which is 1 year ahead of the deadline. And so we're pretty proud of that rapidly expanding line that I mentioned. That you mentioned.
Who comes up with the deadline?
So that's a PSC grant. That's a state grant, and so the PSC has very specific rules that we need to follow in terms of accepting money for that grant.
And you got to use it by X date. So that was the one you said in 2020, right?
Nope, this is 2021.
Yep. And okay. So then you're gonna have that finished this year.
And that 1 year.
Got it. So now what? Now it's okay. That went well, and I don't know if you kind of look at this and say, "Wow, that went well," or "It's going well, and we should keep going," or I don't know. Why not just stop? Right? I mean, I think you said you may be coming to Spooner. Well, I don't know. I don't know who we go through, but we already have it. So why even? Why?
So this is a great question, right? Hey. You can't really take high-speed broadband internet network and just plop it in the middle of nowhere. You have to strategically build out your network so you can build out to those areas that you want. So, Mosaic is based here in Cameron. And so the network is expanded and built out from there. So now we've built up into Washburn County in the Serona build, or we're currently building. And there's another grant that we're waiting to hear back on for an award for that. That's the USDA Reconnect 4 grant application. So we should hopefully hear back on that in the coming weeks or months. And that would build further north, and that would kind of go through Stone Lake, which is in Sawyer County as well. as Washburn County, and kind of up to Earl, right? That's building that kind of area, building up and northward. And then that we are currently working on a USDA Community Connect grant. So that would be that grant would cover from just west of Spooner, the city of Spooner, along Highway 70, north and south of the highway, as much as we can do. A lot of the town of Evergreen is in that.
Sure, hey, Evergreen's big. That's huge.
Yeah. So we're excited about those projects, and then just kind of excited to say, in June of this year, we'll be lighting up fiber in Spooner, in the city of Spooner.
Wait,
well.
What? And so
Yeah.
that's like, wait, is this all right? We got to unpack that a little bit. When you say
Sure.
lighting up, this last one in Serona, so in 2021, and you should be finished this year. It took 2 years, right? Which is ahead of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say, how does that work? You just flip a switch? Like, boom, done. Are you saying it's going to be done in June, or we're going to start the project and it'll be a couple of years?
No, so I mean, there will always be work that we can do to expand and do things, right? But I can't give you I don't want to give you the details because there's proprietary information there. But we have fiber in Spooner, and we will connect to it, and we will. I mean, it's a little oversimplified to say we'll flip a switch, but we'll flip a switch. And I mean, fiber optic internet, it's light anyway, right? It's internet at the speed of light. It's a light going through a fiber optic fiber. So it is kind of like flicking a switch, if you will.
Sure. So because obviously I live in Spooner, so now I'm all of a sudden really interested, even more than before. So we may have another option sometime after or shortly thereafter in June.
I'm saying that there are always options, Ben. You always have options.
And this option would be Mosaic.
Yeah, I don't know the timeline for your specific house and location.
Sure. So, now, is there going to be like a website, or is there a place that people can go just to find this stuff out when it happens?
Absolutely. I would encourage the viewers to go to experiencemosaic.com for all of your fiber needs. Like, first of all, if you are in any of the areas that you're hoping we come to or that we are coming to currently, I would go to the website. There's experiencefiber.com where you can get there through experiencemosaic.com. I don't want to confuse things, but you just fill out a form that says, yes, here's my address. I'm interested in having a fiber drop hooked up to my business or to my house, and I give you permission to do that when you come through. And the more people that do that, we have a better idea of where the need and the desire is, and also it helps kind of speed up that construction process when we know that we have permission to put a fiber drop to your house or business.
So by the way, this is just great, especially that you're going even just outside of Spooner, because Drew and I have been looking to the future, buying some land, and then maybe building a home as soon as all the, punk kids are out of the house, because then we don't need a bigger house. And obviously one of the biggest things, I mean, I run a media outlet. A lot of the work I do from home. And right now, like you used to be in our old studio, you used to go there, when we did interviews there. But we left there and we want to kind of maybe build our own. I can't go there. And it's like a mile out of town, no high-speed internet. I'm like, it's a freaking mile out of town.
Yeah.
And there's no so like we're stuck right kind of where we are, which it is what it is. But what services do you offer? What is it just the internet and it's fiber optic and that's it?
No, thank you for that opportunity, Ben.
All right.
So just to stay on the internet for 1 second, I just need to tell you this because this is one of the things that really impressed me about Mosaic before I worked here. The slowest speed that Mosaic offers on fiber optic internet is 8 times faster than the speed that I currently get on my 100% fiber network. And I'm not going to say where that is. I don't live in a Mosaic coverage area.
Is this one of like a politicians that come on, candidates? My opponent, like they never say their name.
No,
God.
It's a different business altogether. That's a whole nother economic show.
Okay.
But no, it's I just live in a different area outside of Mosaic area, and so symmetrical speeds, 250 up by 250 down, is an amazing speed, and that's our slowest speed. We currently offer residential speeds up to a gig, and in the coming months, we will be going to offering 2.5 gig by 2.5 gig and
What?
faster. Yeah, absolutely.
So I currently get, and if we're not naming names of things, I won't say who, but I think
Sure.
everyone can figure it out. I live in Spoon, and there's really only one high-speed option that I'm aware of, and maybe there are more. I never look into this stuff. But I have 600 down and 20 up. The 20 up is what kills me. Like, that's what I need more of. When I upload, like as soon as we're finished with this video, I have to load into YouTube. It takes like an hour and a half. And we have really fast internet, right? And we pay for that. But the upload, it's just, ugh. And we do live shows. We have to do it at a low resolution because it's, now the computers, it's the upload speed that kills you. How do you get, so the 250 up, that's the lowest one, 250, and that's matching down and up.
Yeah.
How is that possible? I didn't know that was a thing because everywhere I've ever been in my life, it's always the first number. It's like your blood pressure. The first one's always higher, and the second one's always lower. Yes, I just had a doctor's appointment and kind of found out both mine are high. But how is that possible that you guys can do the equal numbers?
So, to explain the possibility of how that happens, we may have to invite the COO of Mosaic Technologies.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, I'm just in sales.
Like the Bill Nye, the science guy of the technology here, and he will be able to explain that.
Okay.
I can't give details on that because
That's insanely awesome.
Yeah, I crunch numbers and look at statistics and strategic plan. The mechanics of how it works, I really couldn't tell you.
Well, maybe you could tell this. Renee has a question. Is this spendy to the consumer? And I suppose spendy is, subjective.
No, it is subjective, Ben. I think that there are a couple of things to take a look at here. I would say that it is, well, I don't know how to define spendy, right? We offer,
you could say like competitive. We're competitive.
Oh, well, yeah, our pricing is absolutely competitive, but nobody offers what we have to offer in the area, right? So it's it's comparing apples to oranges sometimes. But what I can tell you is that we are committed, as a cooperative, we are committed to the communities that we are in. We have concern for the communities, and we are always active in the communities that we are. So we do offer and participate in the federal ACP program for lower income residents. That's a credit that is federally subsidized towards connection. And we also have our own self-sponsored community assist program called the Mosaic Community Assist. And so if anybody's concerned about that, you can go to our website and experiencemosaic.com and see if you qualify for those. It is important. We feel that it is important that everybody has an affordable and quality internet connection. And that's coming from the previous economic development director, and that's coming from Mosaic Technologies, your technology company.
Yeah, I'm literally just going to your website right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit and like have dead air while I just sit and read through all your stuff, but I want to get into more of that. Yeah. So is there any other? We can get back to the internet because that's a hugely important thing.
Yeah.
But is there any other services that you offer that Mosaic offers?
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate the opportunity to do that. We are a technology company. We're not just a phone company. Our roots go back to 1906 and 1907, right? Kind of around that year. We just, as a cooperative, celebrated our 65th anniversary a week or two ago here at the headquarters. So we've been around for a while. We've been known for a lot of different things, but we are a technology company. We're your technology company because we provide services. We provide the phone, we provide the internet, we provide the television, but we also provide solutions customized for our businesses. So we offer hosted phone solutions or UCaaS phone solutions for our customers. So
I don't know what
Ben,
that is.
You may appreciate this, or maybe you wouldn't, but we have an app for our hosted phone solution or UCaaS phone solution that mirrors your desk phone. So I can be working in my office and get the phone call, but it can mirror right to my cell phone. So I can be on the road and still answer and not miss any customer calls. Unless I'm in a meeting, I don't answer phone calls during meetings or when I'm driving. But you get my point.
Yeah.
For some businesses, that's important, and I can shut it off just as easily if I don't want to receive work calls if I'm on vacation or at my daughter's concert or volleyball game or basketball game or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it helps. It's great for productivity. and it's great for maintaining good, positive customer relations. So we offer that.
Hold on one second. So Renee had another question too, which is a good question, but we can get to that in a second. But I do want to make sure we go back to that last one. I don't think we really answered that. Is there a way? I mean, if somebody may live in Washburn County now, or in other areas, not just people live in Spoon and watch the show, and they want to find out what that is, there. Obviously, I didn't want to sit and just spend the whole time me staring at the phone. Is there a spot where people can go to see how much they're, all the different plans and all the different packages? Is that on your website, or is it you go there and you send an email and then somebody contacts them?
Well, here's what I would recommend. I'd recommend giving us a call. We are local, so give us a call at 458-5400. Our residential team is here. They are phenomenal. They will talk you through all the options. I'm not in the residential side, so I'm not very well versed on.
Just for people wanting to know about this stuff, I want to make sure we send them somewhere. What was it?
Yeah,
458
yeah.
what?
It's 715-458-5400. And somebody just on the other side of the wall where I'm sitting right now will answer your call, and they can talk you through all the options that are available. We can take a look and see if we have permission to put fiber to your home or business, and they can point you in the right direction for making sure that all gets taken care of.
Okay.
No, they're a fantastic team of people. I highly recommend giving them a call and seeing what's available.
Okay, and we're going to stick, there's another thing here, just because it's still on internet. 2 miles west of Trigo, we get 1.3 megabytes down, 0.4 up. Ouch. I don't even know how you're streaming the show right now, Bruce. Seriously. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's nuts. All right, I'm sorry. Continue on. So you have the phone thing that can go to your phone, and that's where we were last. That's where we left off.
Yep. No, that's great. We're a managed service provider as well, and this more pertains to commercial or businesses, right? A lot of businesses have a tough time finding or affording their own IT department, and one thing that we do is we can be your IT department, and so we customize all of our solutions to the business, to our customer. And so I could sit here and tell you, there are certain companies or businesses that we are the backup IT department to, because if their IT department or person goes on vacation, you need somebody to back it up. And there are other businesses where we are 100% their IT provider, and it helps the customer avoid the payroll of IT department and all of the expenses that come with having that employee worry about finding somebody. So we offer all those solutions as well. But an exciting thing that's happened in the last several months is we acquired a home technology company out of Eau Claire. And so they provide smart home and smart office solutions, which is there are so many neat things that you can do. You can have your blinds hooked up to your smart home, security solutions, camera solutions, home audio, office stuff. You can have it set when you set your security alarm panel. When you leave, it turns down all the lights and the temperature automatically, closes the blinds, whatever you program it to do. There's so many things that you can do to save money in the long run. And so we're really excited to offer. Home Tech is already selling those in those types of things in the Eau Claire area, and Mosaic is really excited in this area to start offering those solutions here in the next couple of months.
Yeah, that's so I love technology, especially like technology that has, like you say, it'll save you money because it'll turn the lights, whatever. I don't care about that, dude. I don't care at all. I just like the cool factor. That's why I love technology, and that sounds really cool. So, is that going to be coming to our area then? You said it might be?
Yeah, no, it will be. Absolutely.
Because I'm totally calling on that one.
Here's a great thing, Ben. You do not have to have Mosaic internet to have us help you with any of these things.
Well, shoot, if you have those upload speeds the way they are, we're probably going to try it because we're desperate for that. Like we can go up in our packages where we currently are, but it's just really, the upload doesn't help. Again, for everybody, they all have their different needs. For us, upload speed is more important than our download speed, and we just don't have that option. We can only go so much, but someone asked, and I think you're probably going to get this too, because it says TV and phone and computer. Could you bundle those? So do you guys do TV too? I'm assuming not.
Yeah, we have Mosaic Live TV as an option. So if you have Mosaic Internet services, you can stream. It's a streaming service, live TV, and it's fantastic. I use it. The DVR has so much space in it, so I record all my favorite programs throughout the week, and then if I ever get time to sit down and watch them, I can do that.
So is it just like regular? Forget my ignorance, just cable, like other places have internet, and you also get cable TV. Is it similar to that where they have their ESPNs and everything else, or it's just one specific channel?
No, you have a menu with hundreds of channels to go through.
Okay.
ESPN, the local broadcast stations, any of your favorite news networks, or even your least favorite news networks. They're all on there.
Right. Which are pretty much all of them at this point. So there is another one that I'm thinking of that sounds there's some similarities between Mosaic and this other place. You mentioned the home tech thing. That's unique, but I don't know if they do it too. Do you have any other services that you provide that is unique to Mosaic?
Yeah, so here's what I would say. One of the unique things that we can provide is we are based out of Cameron. So when you call us 24/7 for technical support, you will be able to get a hold of somebody here to help you with your needs. And all of our technicians are out of our service area here. So we are able to get to you as quickly as possible to make sure that your business is not down. If you're part of our managed services, any issue that you may come up with, we can diagnose and or maybe fix from our office here in Cameron. So
Nice.
your downtime is minimal when you're with us. And I think that is a unique thing that Mosaic Technologies can offer. Now, people could argue that, and I that's fine. That's up for debate. But I'm confident in Mosaic Technologies' ability to do that.
Well, and the 250 upload at the base package, that's unique. I don't know anybody that does that.
Yeah, yes.
So we get Wisconsin channels because everything is Minnesota. Yeah, that's curious. Good question, Renee. You said you can select your local channels? Do you actually get to select your local channels? I don't think anybody does that actually.
No. So it depends on where you live.
Right. Okay.
The FCC dictates which channels we can provide there. So I am not prepared. But if you call us and at the 715-458-5400 number, they may be able to answer your question more than I can at this moment.
Okay. I'll put that number 458-5400. I think I can just put that in as a comment. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. All right, cool. So what else did you want to make sure we talked about regarding Mosaic and the expansion into Washburn County that we haven't had a chance to talk about? What have we missed so far? I feel like we could talk all day about this stuff, but what else have we missed?
We could talk all day about the things that are going on and the exciting things. I think it's important to highlight the fact that 4 years ago, before our current CEO started, there were about 37 employees with Mosaic Technologies, a nice local company. Today we are at 75 employees, which means a lot of growth in the last 4 years. We even have open positions now. So if somebody's interested in working for Mosaic Technologies, check out the website, experiencemosaic.com, and see if there's a fit here for you. But it's just an indicator that technology is not going away. Technology is always developing, and we have the unique ability, due to the strategy that our CEO puts into everything, to be able to expand and offer services that are necessary. And we're not stagnant. You'd mentioned something earlier that made me think of the word stagnancy, and how that is not a good thing for anybody in any type of organization.
Anything. We learned that from Tommy Boy in brake pads. You're either growing or you're dying. There ain't no third direction. Right?
Right. No, absolutely. I love that. So you're absolutely right. And so, working here, it's an exciting place, and there's growth that continues to happen, and new products that are in development and being rolled out. And so all of that just for the betterment of our communities. It's a nice thing about being a cooperative, Ben, is that cooperatives do give back to the community. Cooperatives are involved in the community. We are part of the community in so many different ways. And then, any additional revenues that come in get reinvested into the communities and the networks. So It's not, we're not a Fortune 500 company, but we are a local cooperative, and we are absolutely proud of that identity.
Yeah, and that's not. Yeah, if you were going to start a business and you wanted to offer these things, yeah, I could see that there's a hole here, and that is the rural areas. But also, that's not really a whole lot of money either. I mean, outside looking in, that wouldn't really seem like a real good business model. And you're trying to get like angel investors or something, and I'm sorry, you're going where now? It costs you how much to run a mile of fiber, and you're going to get how many? Yeah, I don't know if that's a real good business model. So how you guys? What would you attribute the reason for you being able to do this? You can't be the only company who's tried this, but you're not failing. In fact, you're succeeding and you're growing. What would you attribute that to? And I swear, if you say, well, I have a great boss, come on, he's probably not even watching. You don't have to say that.
No. I mean, it has to do with leadership, but it also
Yes.
has to do with the fact that the products that we offer are something that we can stand behind. We don't hide behind our products. Like we really believe that they are a best in class type of service. And so I can look you in the eye, or through the camera here, I look anybody in the eye and say, I absolutely believe in what we do. Ben, you've known me for some time now, and we've had
7 years.
Had these conversations throughout my lifetime. I have always said I will only work for somebody that I believe in the values, and I believe in the product. And I used to sell jewelry for a hot minute, and I sold a bunch of jewelry to my uncle for my aunt, and it was beautiful jewelry. And after a few weeks, one of the pieces broke and needed repair, and my boss wouldn't cover the repair of this jewelry, and it lasted like 3 weeks, right? I could not work for a company that wouldn't stand behind its product. And so, making that decision to drive 51 miles one way every day to come to work, I have to be excited. I have to believe in what we do. And the great thing about it is that everyone here believes in what we do and how we do it and in the products that we do. And so we stand behind it, and we are super proud. We are absolutely proud to be based here in Cameron. We are absolutely proud to be able to drive to, well, now Washburn County, but all of our surrounding communities, and improve those services, every day, and maintain those services, and to be a part of these communities. We're at festivals, and we're in parades. We host things on our grounds here that need bigger spaces. We're absolutely proud to do what we can for and with our community. And, if fiber deployment was profitable in rural areas, there wouldn't be a corner of the country that wasn't covered.
Yeah.
It's a heavy lift, and it requires, I think it requires local companies who are invested in the community, invested in the people of their area, to do that in conjunction with grants, because that is the only way we can make this happen.
Yeah. Is co-op, I was actually thinking the same thing, Renee. Co-op, are there dividends for the people like our electric company? So I really don't know that much about what co-ops are, but I thought there was something along those lines. Is that the same thing, or is there a different kind of co-ops?
So this is great. Our members do receive dividends, or I think that's what we call it, but it's the same concept.
Oh, look, and somebody already answered the question.
We've increased.
There you go. You can always call it.
Perfect. Somebody from here is watching. So
outstanding. Oh boy, there you go. Of course they're watching. And now I realize where you're like, oh, Mosaic's wonderful. Didn't you just say June is your 1 year anniversary? There must be an evaluation coming up soon. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And Burnett County, do you have anything in Burnett County?
I do want to highlight, though, that the membership dividends have been increased the last couple of years, every year, and that's pretty great to
awesome.
be able to do. Do you reach Burnett County? So our connections currently are not in Burnett County, right? There are other providers there, but not all of our solutions require connection to our services. So to any commercial customer looking for a phone solution or some sort of technology solution or IT solution, reach out to us. Call that 458-5400.
I'm not saying it just to say it. I wouldn't. When we talk about, sending prayers, I literally will pray for someone if I say I'm going to. I'm actually going to call this as soon as we're finished, just to find out, like here in our area, what are your options? I'm not kidding, just from at least the internet standpoint, and then see what else you have. But no kidding. And that seems like kind of what people should do. Either go to the website or that phone number that was on there. You may already have it, because again, people watch this from all over Northwest Wisconsin. You may already have Mosaic in your area and you didn't even realize it. Right. Or it may be coming, so call and get more information about it. Right? Isn't that the kind of the takeaway for most people?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great.
All right.
Hey, I wanted to wet my whistle here a little bit. Did you want to run a Spooner Health commercial at the moment? See, that's why I have the title of director, Ben. It's to help you out.
Oh my goodness! I literally told Joel for the show. I'm like, I gotta write this down. Spooner Health. I always forget to run the commercials, and you're like, okay, whatever. And now you're the one reminding me. So yep, we'll be back in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
In our patient satisfaction surveys and in conversations with patients, they appreciate the fact that staff got to know them. Staff really took their preferences into account, and they just feel grateful that they are being cared for as a person.
To learn more about our services, visit spoonerhealth.com.
Schaefer's going to be ticked.
No.
He's not.
No,
That's funny.
I've got Schaefer's back. No, in a previous career, I used to be a director for a TV news station, so
that's right.
It's in my nature. Run the commercial.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right.
That was back when we actually had to roll commercials. Now it's all digital.
You're not that old.
I'm not.
Roll a commercial. All right. We're almost up against our time here. Is there anything else you wanted to make sure we talked about that we didn't get a chance to?
Yeah, I mean, I think we started off talking about the local economy and being competitive in a global economic market, right?
Mm.
We also talked about education being really important and rural healthcare. So the rural healthcare piece absolutely is important, and especially right after a Spooner Health commercial on DrydenWire Live, right? Rural healthcare is important, and education is also very important to us, right? Being a part of our communities means being involved in education, and that allows our children and future generations to be competitive in the job market anywhere in the world as well. And that's really important because I'm trying to think of a small town I won't offend, but small town Wisconsin. You're from small town Wisconsin. It's harder to make an impact and get the audience of larger corporations and the like, or larger schools sometimes. And so unless you're really good at football or wrestling or basketball or volleyball or something like that,
right?
Having the best possible technology for our students just helps enhance their future so much better. And so, we partner with schools for internships to support the reduction of the skills gap, and we support STEM and Fab Labs as well. That's all really important. So I wanted to highlight that.
And it's interesting. So I put up on every morning I do like 5 links, like big stories from the U.S. and world, and 5 from Wisconsin that isn't on DrydenWire. And here's one of them: mix of politics and COVID crushed students' history scores. New data out this week revealed this dismal scores by 8th graders on a national U.S. history test. And it goes into a whole bunch of, and part of that reason was during COVID, people were at home. And in our area, of course, as you were very well aware, you also live, in rural Northwest Wisconsin. A lot of people were going home and they didn't have access, or they needed to stream their things when it was, safer at home. And I think like Spooner didn't even have, they had like in-home things for on Wednesday, or remote learning. There's a lot of students that really struggled with that, or just literally didn't have access to it. Because as you had mentioned at the very beginning of the show, it's not just Shell Lake and Spooner. You just go a few hundred yards out from these cities, and you're kind of in the middle of nowhere almost. It gets wonky real fast when it comes to internet connection, and they weren't able to do a lot of this stuff. And it certainly benefits us because there's people that can't watch live shows because they can't stream it fast enough because of where they live. And similar to, and maybe this is why I like Mosaic so much, or I'm starting to, because it's kind of like DrydenWire as well. We could make a lot more if we went to a bigger city. Well, bigger cities have, we go to Eau Claire, we can go to the Twin Cities, we could start, and we've been asked about that before, if we could start a DrydenWire in their area. These are like big areas, like, yeah, but you already have a whole bunch of options and everything else. We want to stick to rural Northwest Wisconsin because nobody really seems to care about us. So that's why we wanted to do it, and it sounds like that's what Mosaic is doing. So keep up the great work, guys. No kidding.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.
The opportunity. Boy, you do sound like a corporate person now. Yeah. I'll circle back with you on that. We'll put a pin in it.
I take offense.
What happened? Oh, that's great. All right, man. Well, you're welcome on anytime. It was so good to catch up with you. What do you have coming up this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
My daughter has her last volleyball tournament of the season, and then I have a feeling we'll be picking up the 3 tons of sticks that have fallen off my trees over the winter in my yard. I don't know how I have trees left, but I have a lot of trees, and they grow a lot of sticks.
Yeah, it's quite the winter.
Yeah. So excited to be outside.
Well, thank you so much, Joe, for coming on and kind of walking us through this and the expansion into Washburn County for Mosaic. Thank you.
I appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions, again, go to our website, experiencemosaic.com, or give us a call at 458-5400. We would be happy to answer your questions and help you.
Awesome. Special thank you to our guest today, Director of Commercial Sales for Mosaic Technologies, Joel Zimmerman, for coming on to discuss Mosaic's rapidly expanding fiber optic high-speed internet into Washburn County. I'll see you right back here on Tuesday when Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald and I will be back for our weekly Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy show. And then 1 week from today, Thursday, Wisconsin 7th Congressional District Representative Congressman Tom Tiffany will be back for our monthly Breakfast with Tiffany show. So until then, for DrydenWire.com, I'm Ben Dryden saying thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.